Maria, I will start here with just a little introduction here when we're all said and done already. Okay, I'm going to talk here just a minute to make sure that everything buffers up and is ready to go. I'm getting the thumbs up that everything should be ready. We are broadcasting this evening from room 404 of our high school. I will turn it over to Maria.
I'd like to call to order the regular special session of the Bradford Board of Education meeting, and can we please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Swab, Mrs. Brewer,
Here.
Pastor Reindl,
Here.
Mr. B. Secker,
Here.
Mr. Manuel.
Here.
I'd like to welcome everyone here this evening. Dr. Swab was unable to make it. And just to go over what Joe just said, if the meeting is broadcast, besides everybody in here, it is broadcast live tonight. First item on the agenda is to approve the agenda for this evening. Can I have a motion for that?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer,
Yes.
Pastor Reindl,
Yes.
Mr. B. Secker.
Yes.
Next item C, approval of the minutes from the special meeting. Have a motion for that?
I so moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on those? If not, roll call, please.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer,
Yes.
Pastor Reindl,
Yes.
Mr. B. Secker.
Yes.
Next item D, our student spotlight. Mr. Triplett, it's fine to do that?
All right, so for the May spotlights, we normally do our ballots and styles of the graduating class. So I'll start off with the first one, Samantha Buzz Brewer, the Bradford High School class of 2021 valedictorian, Miss Buzz Brewer. Buzz is the daughter of Dustin Brewer. She has participated in volleyball for 4 years, softball for 4 years, and basketball for 1 year, while maintaining a 4.0 GPA and receiving honor roll and top 10% for 4 years. Buzz has been in publications for 3 years, yearbook for 3 years, and the school newspaper editor for 2 years. After graduation, Buzz plans to attend Bowling Green State University to major in criminal justice. Congratulations, Buzz, on your high school achievements. Next, we have Olivia Daugherty, the Bradford High School class of 2021 valedictorian, Miss Olivia Daugherty. Olivia is the daughter of Bob and Sarah Daugherty. She has participated in cross country for 4 years, outdoor track for 3 years, indoor track for 4 years, and marching band for 2 years, while maintaining a 4.0 GPA and receiving honor roll and top 10% all 4 years. Olivia has been in the National Honor Society for 3 years and has served as the president for 2 years. She has also been in student council for 3 years and served as president for 1 year and vice president for 1 year. Spanish club for 2 years, class secretary for 1 year, and publications and yearbook for 1 year. After graduation, Olivia plans to attend Bluffton University to major in convergent media with a minor in coaching and to continue her cross-country and track career for the Beavers. Congratulations, Olivia, on your high school achievements. Next, Miss Abby Gade, Bradford High School class of 2021 valedictorian, Miss Abby Gade. Abby is the daughter of Dale and Amy Gade. She has participated in basketball for 4 years, track for 3 years, and cross-country for 1 year, while maintaining a 4.0 GPA and receiving honor roll and top 10% for 4 years. Abby has been in the National Honor Society for 3 years, as well as been a class officer for 4 years. After graduation, Abby plans to attend Bowling Green State University to major in architecture design. Congratulations, Abby, on your high school achievements. Next is Emma Cannon, salutatorian, Bradford High School class of 2021 salutatorian, Miss Emma Cannon. Emma is the daughter of Casey and Kim Cannon. She has participated in volleyball for 2 years, basketball for 4 years, and softball for 4 years, while maintaining a 3.95 GPA and receiving honor roll and top 10% for 4 years. Emma has been in publications for 3 years and has been the yearbook editor for 2 years. After graduation, Emma plans on attending Sinclair Community College to pursue a career in dental hygiene. Congratulations, Emma, on your high school achievements.
Thank you. Next is our administrative reports. You want to go first while you're out there?
Good.
Go ahead.
We've had a lot going on in elementary. These are just a little bit of a collage of what's been happening. We had FSA Farm Day, and I've got some more pictures. I'm going to keep going. I'll just go and forget to get the pictures. This is just a collage. A market day in second grade took place. That's where they each come up with a way to sell things and earn money. Then they earn the tickets and they get to go spend it. So it's like purchase goods and sales of purchase of items. So some of the things where they had like a carnival set up where they were popping balloons and cops making goods, you got prizes. So they all came up with their own things during market day, and it was a lot of fun for everybody. There was even massages to attend the market day. Brush bots in the fifth grade, they were having brush bot contests. They were having trouble getting them running straight. A lot of spinning going around using toothbrushes and batteries to talk about the circuits. And it was a lot of fun as well to go and see those things. And then it was our first FFA day here at Bradford. We've always went to Versailles at a kindergarten level to go for FFA Farm Day there. This was Mr. Balmer and FFA members' first time to do it from K through 5, and it was a great success. They didn't have very good weather. I mean, it didn't rain, but the wind took their canopies and tents all over the place. But we had cows and ducks that the kids got to see, which many of the kids here honestly don't get to see those. And they being out in this rural area, they would actually have been to a farm, and many have not been to farms, and it was a nice treat for them. They would play a game about the environment, as well as they got to make dirt pudding and eat it. And there was a lot of good conversation from the high school students on the different layers of soil. So it was really educational. They did a really nice job for the first time, especially. Stark County Track and Field Days, instead of the Special Olympics, they just had a smaller, modified version of the track and field. And the kids, it's so much fun to see kids that don't have a lot of confidence a lot of times to go out there and be successful and win a lot of ribbons. We couldn't have better weather on last Friday to have it. These are just some of the elementary pictures. I know Mr. Hurst and Mr. Daugherty both were there in the morning when the high school students and junior high school students were there. But it was a great event, and Stark County always does a great job with that. And that's all I've got.
All right, so athletic updates, softball moves to district finals on Fayetteville Perry at Troy on Saturday now. Track and field will compete at district finals at Piqua on Saturday as also. Baseball defeated Houston, moving on to play Fort Laramie at Newton on Monday. And the all sports camp is June 15th and 16th. Students entering grades 3 through 6 next school year will be able to take those sessions with every varsity coach being in attendance. So if the student wants to attend, they can go to the website or email Mrs. Thompson with any questions.
And I think it's a great thing for the kids to get to see the different sports that they can look forward to be in. I think it's going to be an awesome event for the elementary kids.
Upcoming events as we near the end of the school year here, the 528 is the Fall Parent Meeting Spring Sports Awards. Also the senior breakfast and the last day for our seniors. The graduation is the next day, Saturday. Time to be determined, I hope. Field day on 6-2 for the elementary, and awards day on 6-3, and then kindergarten graduation / promotion is on 6-3, and the last day for students is on 6-3. Last day for staff is 6-4.
Mr. Hurst, you're up.
All right, I don't have
Daugherty, do you have anything?
Well, one thing I should have put on there is for track, even though finals are on Saturday, they do split up field events for finals, and Ethan Saunders in long jump qualified for regionals. So we at least have one athlete going to regionals. We'll find out more on Saturday.
Thank you.
Okay, I have just a couple different things here. I want to send out a thank you and a shout out to all of our staff members. We had Staff Appreciation Week recently, and with that, each of our staff members got a little mug like this with an engraving on the front, and then each of their staff members had their initials engraved on the back side of these. These were put together. I want to say a special thank you to my secretary, Sandy Franz, for organizing the whole thing. But Nick Ballmer and his group in the ag department just got this laser engraver this year, and they were instrumental in going through and not only putting this emblem together, but engraving that on 100 of these mugs. So, and to do that and then turn around and put individual initials for every staff member that we have was a big task, and they did a very good job. And I will say we had some students step up. Both Hallie and Dalton were instrumental in putting this together and did an absolute marvelous job of doing it after school and any chance they could get in there and actually put things together, and did a great job with that. So appreciate all the help that went into that. And of course, it goes for a good cause. Our staff is a wonderful group here, and I can't say enough about them. This is just a small way of saying thank you each year to say something like this and have that staff appreciation. So it was a great week. One question I have for you guys, this isn't actually a piece that needs to be voted on, but there are conflicting pieces out there with the health orders that are in front of everybody, every school that's out there right now. I'm not necessarily asking for a vote because of this, but Governor DeWine's come out and said as of June 2nd, basically all the mandates are released. If you look at the Ohio Department of Health guidelines and the CDC guidelines, they all say schools should continue until the end of the school year just because we have such an unvaccinated population in our building because of the age of our students and so on and so forth. So we've like to knock on wood, we've had a good recent time here with COVID. In fact, I think I don't want to say we've escaped it, but we haven't had a huge percentage of students that have been affected by COVID this year. I'm not sitting here making a recommendation. I simply would like to hear thoughts if this is something that on June 2, and thinking June 3 is our last day of school. What's your thoughts on something like that? Is that something we want to look at and say, okay, we want to listen to CDC and ODH and make sure that we finish out the year with our masks and continue doing what we've done, or do we want to make a change?
Personally, I would say there's no difference in June 2nd and today. Personally, I think you're going to create an evening if you try to tell kids that they don't have to wear a mask now, even though your staff or whoever is vaccinated. There needs to be a hard and fast rule in my mind of this is what we're going to do, and I would do it to the end of the school year because you don't know what the beginning of the next school year is going to bring.
Okay.
That'd be my opinion.
Point taken.
If you're going to lift it, I'd lift it today. Because there's no difference in June, nothing's going to happen between now and then.
I would tend to agree. I've talked about it, and where I come from on this. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I mean, the percentage of population that's getting vaccinated is growing. They actually saw on TV this evening that it's increased vaccinations over the past week. Of course, putting $1 million out there helps a little bit too.
Makes a difference.
Yeah. But it's just the idea that the distancing is going to be more effective in certain environments, certain situations than masking will be. I think we should. I'm like Trey. I think we should open. If we're going to do it, we do it, and we do it now, or we don't. We go ahead and hold off to the end of the year. I would prefer we do it now, but that's my opinion. And I'm got my base on just my knowledge and what I know about it.
Other thoughts?
I don't care either way. I mean, it'd be nice if the last day of school they didn't get to wear their masks and do like a little celebration, because I'm sure they're way tired of it like everybody else is. It wouldn't bother me either direction you go. I would support either decision you make, but I'm not firm to either way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like Trey, I don't think it's gonna make a huge difference, if you do it now or do it a week from now, but, if you're gonna follow the governor's guidelines, I don't think that I would grind any teeth. You know, if I see a student without a mask on, you know, we encourage you to wear it, but if you don't, you're not gonna be thrown over the coals.
And the hotter it gets, the harder it is to wear.
Yeah, that's very true. So,
Is
and hopefully
85
the air
weather?
conditioning holds up and we don't have too many issues in the building, but yes, absolutely.
I think, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think part of my idea is the reason I think that if you don't, like we said here, if we're gonna do it, we do it now instead of wait. Is, you know, that would possibly, I say possibly, I have no crystal ball. But I think possibly that would help as far as ending your activities.
And
Like senior breakfast, field day, whatever case may be. Of course, for field day, you're outside, you're not gonna wear them anyway, so.
being outside, there's less chance of
Yeah,
transmission.
yeah,
So
because
The other issue you'll run into is if you say you're gonna lift that on June 2nd, graduation's on 29.
Right,
And my family, personally, we got a lot of family coming from out of state, and I mean, that, I just totally disagree with the way that this has been done. So you're gonna have issues. I promise you.
right. And I guess the way I look at things, and if you guys would choose to do something different, please guide me that way. But when we accepted the restart program, and this was something I wanted to make sure anybody watching understood. I asked the board to adopt the restart program back in August. That restart program basically said that we would follow the guidelines of the local and state authorities on whatever guidelines are out there. So right now, there are conflicting pieces that say CDC finish out the year and Governor DeWine saying June 2, we stop. So realistically, that's the conflict we've got in front of us right now. I don't, if we want to change anything before June 2, I believe we would need a board resolution for it. So that would have to happen obviously tonight or during a special meeting. But if we wanted to look at the ambiguity between the two or the conflict between the June 2 and the end of the school year, I believe that's really what I have the choice, or I have the ability to say we're looking at this or that. But if we change anything more or before June 2, I think we need a vote. So, and until something changes, anybody listening, we still have to abide by the mask mandates that are out there that we've been following all year. So, okay, any other thoughts before we move? Okay, and if you guys want to go into new business and change something there, it just takes a motion, that's all it is. I'll stay out of that part, it's completely, I will follow whatever guidance you guys give me. The last thing is on the board agenda, anybody got this regular time board members? There are a few new pieces on there that are written in red. Please pay attention to those as we go through there. I don't want anybody to be surprised on what you're voting on. Nothing was put on today onto the agenda. There were a few tweaks yesterday, and there were quite a few things on Tuesday and Monday. So please make sure that you don't get surprised by anything that's on the agenda. And like I said, we did put those new things in red, so they're there for the board members to be able to see. Unfortunately, you guys that didn't see it before wouldn't know any difference, so here's all in black and white. So that being said, I'm done with the report unless anybody has questions.
Yeah, I got one more quick one.
Sure.
Back to the masking and stuff. If we decided, if we as a board were to decide to go ahead and go our own way with this, is there any penalties or anything like that that would cause us to keep us from doing that as far as from the CDC or the local health? I mean, you know, would we do a fine, or I mean, is there a police out, you know, is there the COVID police out there going to come and get us or what?
I'm not sure I have the answer to that, Scott.
Okay.
I truly don't. I know schools that have already gone away from it. I know schools that have said, absolutely no, we're not doing that. I would worry. I feel like we've got a good partnership with the Dark County Health Department, and we've followed everything that they've asked us to do. They're also the ones that would come in and evaluate our school and look through our kitchen give us our permits to make sure that we're able to serve the food and house our students that we need to do. So I'd like to continue with a good relationship with them. I don't know if this would burn a bridge or not if we changed anything.
What is their stance since the governor's rule?
I unfortunately, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. We haven't had a meeting with them since.
Do you have meetings over the summer?
Yep.
I just wondered how long they'd have to cool off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess my question for my would be, if there, we know there's at least one school district that's already went completely away from mask and everything, and, you know, they're in Dark County, and, you know, how's the relationship? I mean, has there been any backlash on that?
I don't know. And there are certain questions, like, I'll be honest with you. If you want to know the answer, I can ask the question, but there's certain answers I don't want to know either, so.
I understand.
Okay, anything else? Okay,
Thank you very much. I have one quick thing on Upper Valley is our convocation is Thursday, the 27th. Thursday, the 27th, and it is at Hobart Arena again this year. Yes, sir.
I'm going to pass on a report tonight.
Thank you. Next item of business is public participation. Anyone want to address the board at this time? Next is consent calendar. Our financial report, our consent calendar items 1 through 22. Can I have a motion for items 1 through 22, please?
Also move.
I'll second. Motion and second, any discussion? Not roll call, please?
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer,
Yes.
Pastor Rindle,
Yes.
Mr. Besecker.
Yes.
We have no old business this evening. Our next item is new business consent calendar. Our consent items 1 through 19. I have a motion for those, please.
All motion.
I'll second.
There's a lot of things in the 1 through 19. Does anyone have any questions or discussions for that? If not, roll call, please.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer,
Yes.
Pastor Rindle,
Yes.
Mr. Besecker.
Yes.
And the next item is item number 20. Recommending for a revision to the school calendar contingent upon girls' tailgate. If we are playing, if our girls are playing up until that point, we just want to change the dismissal time.
right, and realistic, well, I'll wait until there's a motion on the floor before I discuss, I'm sorry.
So moved.
Second.
And discussion?
Okay, the reason this is there is at the beginning of in February each year, the board adopts a calendar for the entire year. On that calendar, we have a time and a date for graduation. So if we change, obviously, something that you have agreed upon or already resolved, I want to make sure we do it properly and you guys are aware of that change or give us permission to do that. So on May 29th, if the girls continue to win out, they would play at noon at in Greenville, on Saturday the 29th, the same day as our graduation, which is also scheduled at 2:30. That's a pretty tight turnaround. If things work out properly, and if you give me permission to do this, what we would suggest is talking with Greenville and see if we can't move that game up. So instead of a noon game, maybe we could start at 10. If that's a possibility, that'd be great. If the consensus is we have to meet in the middle and they say, okay, we can move up an hour, you move your graduation back an hour, that would give us the authority to be able to do that. So that's where that is for the 29th. The big question that's going to hit here is if they continue to win after that, they go to Akron on the Wednesday that week, on Thursday that week, which is June 3rd. which is the last day of school for our students. We currently have a 1:10 early dismissal scheduled for that day. My recommendation is going to be to dismiss students at 11:30 that day. That would give time for anybody to take their students or children up to Akron and get there in the 3-hour drive. It would be a tight turnaround for anybody driving that way. So if they wanted to pull out just a little bit earlier, that would be fine too. Wouldn't be any penalties. But that would give also our staff enough time to be able to get out of here and go up and support our girls too. So those are the two pieces that I think are coming down the pike here, we hope. But this would give us the latitude to be able to do that since it was a board action to accept the calendar the way it was. And I'm open for any discussions or questions or ideas that would be better than what I just said.
So graduation, in my mind, yeah, like, we can adjust, there's plenty of room there.
Right.
We can make that happen. Is there any, or moving from the last day of school, moving that up whole day? So just,
Instead of just coming in for a few hours.
yeah, instead of coming in for half a day or whatever.
Oh, just call the day off? I'll follow your guidance. Yeah, I think you got some staff members behind you that are cheering right now.
Thank you.
It's a waste, in my mind, it's a waste of day. There's
Well,
nothing-
But then the
Be
day
here from
before
8:10
that
to
would be that wasted
11:30.
day.
No, they go a full day the day before.
We're planning on our exams on that Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right.
We would collect Chromebooks that Thursday morning.
Teachers are very flexible in what they can do.
I agree.
That would
They
be
can make.
that was my recommendation, is just do away with that last day.
I also know we've got some administrators who are probably cringing right now, thinking they've got plans for parents to come in for different events too. So there are benefits to that last day, even if it's a shortened day. There's benefits both ways, but yeah, that's a possibility as well.
That would certainly take care of a lot of.
I mean, it would be all contingent upon.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
One of the concerns though, is that we do have kindergarten graduation advanced promotion that day. And the fear is parents who may have scheduled days that day off. We had moved the award ceremony back, but we were still planning on doing that. We just don't want a parent who put in a personal day for that day and then can't get it changed when we have to change that.
And another thing is too, that you've got young kids who have to find babysitters for that entire day. So it's a matter of having to inconvenience the elementary kids. And I know that that's not, and I know I can tell by the consensus that's not the big thing, but I can tell you as an elementary principal, I don't know truly how many of my kids will actually be going to the softball game. And I guess that's where I just sit back. I'm trying to keep my mouth shut because I know this is a big event for the district and it's exciting. But I also am concerned about the turnaround time for families. I mean, I know they do it in snow days, so, there's both sides of that conversation, but it is a little bit of a worry for me because I can switch things around. We are very flexible. The parents, they might get a little fussy, but I've dealt with fussy before, so.
You need to go back.
Other comments?
They should be taking that off anyway, because we're playing the state tournament. They should be taking off that day anyway, right? Am I wrong?
I go ahead.
I certainly won't have any problem with just calling that day off completely, but I certainly understand Michelle's concerns there. If the students are brought in and there's not an issue with parents pulling them out or just not sending them in at all.
Yeah, that's about time to do it.
Yeah, if that's not going to be a problem, then I'd say just go ahead and keep it as a 11 o'clock dismissal, and those that come and make the best of it.
Okay.
Any more discussion?
And the nice thing is, this motion will give us the flexibility even to continue to negotiate and try to figure out what the best plan is. So we'll keep looking about, this will give us that latitude if it's passed this evening.
I'll second.
Okay.
That's all.
We have a motion and a second. We have a roll call, please.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer,
Yes.
Pastor Rindle,
Yes.
Mr. Bisecker.
Yes.
Next, we have the second and final reading for the following member policies. We all have a vote on that this evening, oh, we do have to vote.
We're done reading.
Thank you. So can I have a motion for the yellow policies?
I'm so moved.
And I'll second. Any discussions on those again? No? If
I
not,
have a lovely packet of 3 inches of paper over here. Reviewing policies.
no, thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Manuel, Mrs. Brewer,
Yes.
Pastor Rindle,
Yes.
Mr. Bisecker.
Yes.
Our next item is executive session, but before we do that, I'm going to ask that Mr. Hurst introduce our new people this evening, because I forgot when we did the consent agenda. So if you'd like to introduce our, I don't want to say yes, because they're now part of our team, so.
Mr. Francis, would you come up first, please? Mr. Francis, on behalf of the Bradford School District, congratulations and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Do you have anything you want to explain or introduce yourself?
I'm looking forward to working with everyone, and just advancing things here for the students and the staff and, you know, I'm a team player, so, yeah.
Excited
Thank
to
you.
have you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Mr. Barr. And joining us is high school / middle school principal, Mr. Chris Barr. Congratulations and welcome to Bradford.
Reese Cup, my favorite.
You betcha. Anything you'd like to say?
No, just thank you very much for the opportunity. This is, I'm definitely looking forward to being a part of the railroad team for sure. Good luck to the girls softball team. It's extremely exciting. So I hope them all the best. But thank you very much.
Thank you. And welcome to the district.
Thank you.
And I would like to throw one last thing out. Our girls softball team is absolutely amazing as far as they already are in the playoffs already. But I would like to say congratulations to the boys baseball team as well. They're moving through. They won their game last night and they'll be playing again on Monday night at Newton. And also to our track team who's at districts on Saturday. So they're doing real well as well. So just wanted to make sure everybody's recognized here because we've got some real good athletes that certainly deserve the recognition they've earned at this point.
Absolutely. Thank you. Next item, enter into executive session. Have a motion to enter into executive session
I so moved.
and a second.
Sure. Second. Sorry.
So a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer,
Yes.
Pastor Rindle,
Yes.
Mr. Bisecker.
Yes.
And there will be no action taken after executive session, so you guys are all free to go. We'll just exit after our executive session.
That's 7:30.
7:30. Thank you all for coming.
Can you change your screen?
No.
Okay, I thought you usually, but we'll be back shortly.
Yeah.
Myself so much.
I'm walking in here.
Thank you very much.
Good seeing you.
I want to stop you real quick. I just want to welcome you.
Yes.
Thank you. Glad to have you aboard. Yes.
The chauffeur?
Have a good evening.
Are we going over there?
Yes.
Thank you. I love these. They did so good on this.
Aren't those
I
nice?
didn't know they did that. I just thought they ordered.
No, those guys did them all.
I love that.
That was really neat. And you know what? The boy that did the work on it, he was excited. He wanted to know if he could get one for his mom. It was neat.
That is so nice. Just come from Graham or just come from Sydney?
Oh,
Sydney. Okay. I saw he was at Graham and Sydney. I don't remember which word he was.
When he was in the interview, he went from Graham to Pickla. Yes. Sydney. And he's from Sydney. So. He seems very nice. And he seems pretty on the ball.
One of these.
Thank you, sir.
I think I told you, so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Thank you. It was pretty hard.
Previously.
Did we put special filters in back in, I don't know, whenever we flooded a little bit here in the building?
Yes, we did.
See, that's where moisture circulation areas anyway.
Yeah, we put
Okay.
high dollar filters in. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they've got a different name to them, but it's essentially a very similar thing.
Okay,
Are we good to go?
we are good to go. Everything's still on here by the looks, so let's adjourn a meeting.
Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved. I'll second.
We have a motion and a second?
Who was,
Who was who?
I seconded, Luke said.
Okay.
And we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Manuel,
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer,
Yes.
Pastor Rindle,
Yes.
Mr. Besecker.
Yes.
Time is 8:34. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Got a lot of content.
Oh, I wanted to comment, Michelle, that I heard so much good about the
Jason,
FFA.
if you're listening, we are closing down now here and we'll stop recording.
The FFA Farm Day